going to talk loans. She's with First Service Mortgage and Team Johnson. And we've been doing some shows here on Friday afternoon talking about the different loans and what they can do. And today we're going to talk about down payments for the different loans. We were talking beforehand, Stephanie, and it really surprised me. We're getting a lot of new people down here, and you made a comment about, some loans maybe zero down, I think you said, or assistance. And then, 10% down on this one, 15 on that one. Explain to everyone about the different loans and typically what they require you to put down, because we're getting some investors down here too. It may be the time to break into investment property.
Absolutely. I think the main thing I wanted to make sure, I know we talk a lot about investment and doing other things. There's also people, we do primary home loans for people to buy a house and live in their property, who all wants to live at the beach. I mean, we all do, but some of you lucky people get to live there every day, right?
Right.
So, there's all the main thing I'd like to say about us is we try every product in the market. I try to learn and become an expert in and know it's available to best serve our clients. So we have everything when you talk about a conventional loan for living in the house. So if we kind of talk about that segment first, I'm going to live in the property. So conventional financing, if you're a first-time home buyer, you actually only need 3% down. So little as 3% if you're a first-time home buyer, 5% if not. And then there's products such as FHA loans, which is just a different type of mortgage that's going to need 3.5. It's a government-backed loan. It's a great program we use a lot for first-time home buyers. And then with any of those loans, you can actually get down payment assistance, and it's pretty flexible. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer to obtain down payment assistance. And so we can use those low down payment loans and add in an assistance product through the state and actually obtain 100% financing.
What's the stipulations for, because we're getting one of our biggest problems down here is employees, and it's just about they can't afford some of the homes down here. What kind of, or they don't have the down payment, they may be paying rent somewhere about what a house note would be, but they can't afford the down payment. What's the stipulations on that assistant for the down payments?
Usually you're going to need to just have a little higher of a credit score, not bad. So down payment assistance generally wants a 620 versus an FHA loan might go down to 580. So we do have some options for even a lower down payment with a lower score. Then there is an income limit for everyone on the application, but some of them are as high as 6 figures. So it's not a low income limit. So a lot of people do qualify for it. And one of the things I've seen some of the builders really work on trying to get, especially on the Bay side, some of the affordable housing and trying to get purchase prices down, which is great. So then we can do something that would be more in budget. Some of the areas, the flood insurance is not crazy. So insurance is reasonable. And then low tax rate in the area to really help promote, someone may buy a second home, but someone that, like you said, could live there.
Right.
So all of those type of products, we just want to remind people, for people that live down there, we can offer all of these, and be able to get barrier of entry down significantly. In our market right now, we can usually ask the sellers to help cover some closing costs as well. So you might get into a house with no money, which is crazy to say, but it is possible. So everyone correct. We want people that work there every day to be able to have home ownership on the peninsula.
What about if they want to do a lot of the homes down here that are for sale are bigger homes, and if a small family's coming in down here to work at one of the restaurants, or maybe a teacher and one of the partner works at the restaurants, will these homes work also on building a home, having a home built, maybe on the Bay side where it's going to be less expensive for the property, and maybe they don't go with the crown molding, they get the basic house. Will this work with construction too?
So construction is going to need a little bit more out of pocket, but we do have some builders that we work with that potentially would carry the construction loan, where then you could still purchase a new home and have these lower down payments. As we talked about last week on the show, a construction loan is when you put the construction in your own name. Those will need a little bit more out of pocket. So if it's out of pocket thing, we would usually just switch it, maybe that we have that in the builder's name, build the house and sell it to you. And like I said, we do have some builders doing that if someone's interested.
But if someone went out and bought a piece of property and say they spent 15, 20,000, say 20,000 on a piece of property and it's paid for, now they want to move down there and build a house. Can they use that property as the down payment because
Yes.
they've already put that much money into it?
Yes, we use the land as collateral.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the second home versus investment property?
So a lot of people think a second home is like a vacation property, so something you're not necessarily going to rent, but you're going to go down there and use often, but you don't live there every day. And then an investment property is going to be something that you are going to profit off. You're going to have it as a rental property.
Right.
Most people think you need 20, 30% down, these big down payments for those products. We have second home, vacation properties as low as 10% down. So you're able to actually not put a whole lot of capital. And then we have an investment properties as little as 15% down. So if you have that, and then maybe we request a little bit of assistance from the seller to pay closing costs, then a lot of times we can get the out of pocket a lot lower than people think when they're going to be purchasing a home. And when I say closing cost assistance, so you have, normal costs when you buy a house and tax insurance. Most sellers, if there's not multiple offers, if you're going to come in a little lower than asking and say, to get lower on the house, sometimes we say, well, let's go a little bit higher on the offer and ask them to pay closing costs instead of coming down on the price. And then it lowers the out of pocket that you need to bring to the table.
Right. Cool. Well, we're still growing down here and interest rates might have gone up a little bit, and I don't know what they're doing now, but people are still looking for homes, and especially this time of year, whether it's a second home, investment home, and we're getting more people moving down here full time. If they're thinking about it, and this is, to me, buying a home down here, it's sort of like a research project. You want to go in and talk to your lender and see exactly what you need and what it's going to cost. Because, after talking to you earlier, especially with the assistance and stuff, there might be some people that want to move down here and work down here that can get some help on that, especially if they're buying on the bay side, which is typically less expensive than the beach side for a home, and if they're going with a smaller home. So how can people get hold of you to talk about what their dream is and see if you can help them make it come true?
Absolutely. And I think that's the key, is that if anyone's looking to purchase, whether we go 20 minutes down the road, 30 minutes down the road for affordability so that you can live close, or you live on the beach, or wherever it is.
Right.
The main thing I say is to call and let us work up a plan. So we're going to line up the loan program to your goals, and we're going to see what is the purchase price that's realistic to fit your monthly payment goal, and how we meet your out-of-pocket goal, and define that, so then we can send you shopping for a new home with an expert realtor in the area. So reach out to put the plan together. And, like I've talked about on here, we have a lot more programs than most lenders do, so we can pivot. We've got everything in the market to make sure, we solve any type of challenge or any type of goal with the home ownership. So the best way is obviously phone, email, text, call, whatever works, Facebook messages, whatever you want to reach out. So my website, which is stephjohnston.com, actually has all my contact information. If you just want one-stop shop, I've got videos and blogs and different things on there about me. And then my phone number, you can reach out that way, is 214-576-2934.
Cool. Well, we've been doing several shows now, about 3 or 4 now, with First Mortgage and Stephanie. And the response has been great. People learning about different mortgages and what's available down here. And so, Stephanie, thanks for taking the time. I know between moving and everything, we're finally getting in a swing of things, getting some shows done. So, how's the lake house coming?
It's good. It's finished. I finished the link to book. So anyone that wants to rent a house on the beach, I've got houses for you there. Or if you want to rent a lake house up in Dallas, I got a link for you there.
I told my wife, I said, man, Stephanie's got a brand new lake house up the lake. She said, and we're still here. Why? She was ready to get out of town. Anyway, we're going to head on out. Thanks for joining us today, Stephanie. Thanks for taking time. And remember, we'll be back next week for another. My screen went down for another show with Stephanie Johnston, Team Johnston, on mortgages and lending here on the coast and everywhere. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.